Hey yo, what is going on guys? Cash and Clean here, and for today's video I just wanted to talk about a new potential Trove class that might be coming out. If you didn't know, at the start of this year, I did mention this in some random video in the past, but basically there was like a calendar listing all of the things that would come out this year for Trove. Now we haven't had like a super big update yet. We've had small updates here and there, but not like a major one. So I'm guessing another major update will be coming. Maybe not this year because it's already getting closer to the end, but you know, who knows, maybe something might change. I really have no clue. But with that big update, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a new class that comes out as well. In the past, we've had Bard and Solarion recently, the last few years, and in the calendar it did list that a new character would come out. Now it doesn't really make sense to get another character, but if we are just getting another character every year, I feel like, you know, at what point do we just stop making characters? And it gets kind of annoying with specific things, like with class coins, for example, or the Sweet 16 pack. You used to be able to use those to get new classes, because in the Sweet 16 pack you would get all 16 classes, and then for whichever classes you do have, you get rewarded with credit pouches. And if you didn't know, Vanguard was included in that on top of having his own pack, but you couldn't get Bard, but you can get Solarion. They have their own ways of getting those characters. So I'm thinking if they do make another character, hopefully they make it in a way where it's just like a basic class. There are a few basic classes that are decent in the game, but some that you just wouldn't want to choose. Like Candy Barb, for example, like he's alright if you get the spin to win ring ability. He's pretty fun actually, but just as a class overall, he's not, to me at least, he's not that fun. But if you do like him, that's great. But I feel like we need another class in that aspect. Just like another class to choose for like one of the beginner types and add it to the Sweet 16 pack and getting it with your class coin or something. Because I feel like if they keep adding these classes, I don't know why they keep doing it, but if they do and they just have like their own separate packs, it just makes it feel like a pay to, not really like a pay to win thing, but you just have to pay to like get everything. And obviously you have your credit pouches, so you don't really have to pay. You can just grind out flux, get the credit pouches, get the credits, and then get the pack that way. So I guess the free to play way as well. But someone does have to buy these credit pouches for you to get credits, I guess. So I don't know, in some aspect it is pay to win. It's kinda. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below for a new class. I personally don't think we really need one. We already have a lot of classes, but if we do want to make it like 20 total classes, I guess that's fine. But it just leaves me wondering, because I did see it in the calendar. I did mention this in the previous video. And if they're holding back on making this character, then I guess that's fine as well. But I feel like there should be some type of trend, like, I don't know, every year or every other year or something like that. So far it's been pretty inconsistent, because I remember when I first started playing, I think Dino was pretty new. I think it was Dino Tamer, and then there's like a massive gap between Dino Tamer and the next character. Or no, I think it was Vanguard. Vanguard was one of the newer characters, but I think you guys see my point here. And as far as major updates go, like obviously we did have the U11 update with crystal gems and all that stuff, and there's been other content along the way, along with events, and there hasn't really been much going on. Obviously we had the new title update, or whatever the thing was called, where you have, I don't know, extra things in your names. I personally didn't think it made sense at all, because now we don't really get to, I guess you can kind of tell what the person's name is, but someone might have like a super long name and it's pretty annoying. If you have no clue what I mean, then you should probably look into this update. It's kind of strange, but I guess we have it in Trove now, so there's that. And with those little updates, I'm guessing there's going to be a big one. I'm guessing there's going to be something gardening related, and also a permatorch update. I don't know if it's going to be an update dedicated to permatorches, but I feel like those should either be reworked, or I'm guessing they might add a completely new set that you have to farm, or they should make it in a way where you can actually farm these things, because getting a permatorch takes a lot of grinding. It's supposed to be 1 in every 250, but it really just depends. Your RNG could just be like 1 in every 1020 or something like that. It's pretty insane. And getting one for every single class is also super annoying, because you're gonna have to farm a lot of them and you might not even get them. Like, the most annoying thing in Trove is farming for something over and over and just making no progress. And if you're an endgame player, you probably already know what I'm talking about. Mementos being one of them, the most useless mastery item in the game. Does absolutely nothing, you just have it, it's just a collection type thing. Serves no purpose at all. So if that ever gets reworked, that would be cool, but there's so many in the game, like what would you even do with the mementos? It doesn't really make any sense. But to even farm them, you have to go through delves over and over, and just to get the right one, you might not even get the right one, you might not even get one at all. And if you spend the whole day doing that, you just wasted that entire day basically. So that's why I feel like it should be reworked in a way. And if you didn't know, permatorches, there are radiant versions, a stellar version, there's no crystal version, and I think events had like a shadow version or something like that. And with the U11 update, we have U11 Leviathans as well. So I don't know if U11 will give us crystal permatorches, and I don't know if we can upgrade our current permatorches to those crystal versions. I have no clue. If anything, they should definitely rework perma torches, or not perma torches, but just torches in general. Like there should really be like a set standard. Like you can get relics, you can get legendaries, you can get shadows, all the way up to crystal, and crystal just being like your perma torch upgraded. Because right now it doesn't really make sense when you get your torch. Because when you get your torch and upgrade it, it's just a radiant. But then you can also get stellars, which is supposed to be above radiant, but the stellars give you less power rank and less stats, which to me really doesn't make any sense at all. So if they do release crystals, or if they do release crystal banners, or whatever the case may be, hopefully they can rework all of that and have that actually make sense. And I'm guessing there will in the future, because if you take a look at one of your fragile torches, the blue ones that you get for fighting a Leviathan, it'll say not in your collection for some reason. So I'm guessing in the future they're gonna treat it as like a mastery type thing on top of a way to get some power rank. So I don't know if there's gonna be certain styles you can get, or what the case may be with that, or if it's just a complete misunderstanding. But I think that whole thing overall should be reworked and looked into. And another little thing, this doesn't really have to go with a certain update or anything, but this is just like a personal thing. I feel like the food in the game is pretty good, apart from having to just waste it. Because I know a lot of us like to AFK, and there's like a certain time limit you can have for these foods. And after a certain time, it destroys one of that food. So like if you have electrolytic crystals or the new premium fish fillets or whatever, if you just sit there AFK, one will go away after a certain amount of time. It's pretty annoying. I feel like it should just be a permanent thing. It's really annoying just having to craft new ones all the time. So if you could just craft one and just have that be permanent, that would be amazing. But I don't know, if they're treating that like real life, how, I don't know, if you eat one food, then you're just gonna have to go get more later. I don't know, I guess that's cool, but I don't know. To me personally, I feel like just one would be fine. Or maybe they can make one that's class specific, but I don't know. Crafting one food for one class, you know, that'd be great. And then just having the ability to switch it if you need to, because if you have like an event one, because if you have one food, like, I don't know, an event food for example, and you want to switch it with like your electrolytic crystal, you can't, and you have to wait until it expires, so that's pretty annoying. Now, on top of all of this, there's one more thing I want to mention, and that's the Geode caves. Now, I know most of us don't really like the Geode caves, and if you do, then I don't know, I need to meet you, because I've never met one person that actually likes farming in the Geode caves. Now, there's a lot to talk about with that, and I feel like it should just be reworked in general in a way where it makes sense. Now, it does kind of make sense that you go through tier 1, go through tier 2, and then the higher you go up, the better resources you get. But it just doesn't really feel rewarding, because the only difference is the resources. I guess you could argue the eggs, but realistically, like, I've met very, very few people that have even found a golden egg. Like, the odds of you getting a golden egg in the Geode caves is pretty low, like very low, like lower than the chances of getting Gonda. You have better odds of winning the lottery than you have of finding this egg, just to like paint you guys a picture. And apart from the golden egg, the silver companion egg is also pretty difficult to find. It's a little bit more common than the gold, but that's not really saying much. It's pretty rare. I farmed Geode caves for a very, very long time, trying to get everything I need mastery wise. I've probably only seen like one or two. Every time I go in there, I'm most likely just gonna see a common one, so like a bronze companion egg. And with how difficult it is to even get the companion that you need, or the companion that you're missing, if you know, you know. Because it is very frustrating farming for a companion that you need. It's like one of the uncommon ones, or especially the rare ones. Because you can go through millions of bronze eggs and still not get the rare one that you need because of the duplicate issue. So if there's a way to rework that, that would be amazing. I doubt that that's ever gonna happen, but maybe it's a possibility. But yeah, that's all the major things that I did want to talk about in this video, the main one being the new class. If a new class does come out, I have no idea if it's gonna be a fist character, a staff character. We have so many already. We don't really have that many fist characters, and it's kind of weird that there's both a magic damage and physical damage for fist. But it is what it is. Let me know in the comments down below on what you guys think about this overall update, about a potential new class, or anything that I talked about with any potential big updates that will be coming out, or if you have any extra input that you would like to add. I'll read all the comments down below, so drop it down. On that note, thank you all so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing, and I will talk to you all later.